Hey y'all, I'm really glad to be back with you, okay? Yeah, like I said, been getting caught up on some yard work and doing some planting of some garden stuff. But I'm back with you. And today I have for you, of course, you'll see it there written in the title. It is Reese's banana nut cake, bread, whatever you want to call it, whichever one you want to call it. I'm just making it in an 8x8 dish. Most times think of bread, you think it as a loaf. So this is going to be like between a cake and a loaf, about the texture more or less. No icing on the top. And so let's go ahead and we'll get started. Let me turn you down. I think if I just push it back, you should be able to see good, and maybe turn you down just a little. How sad, you got my dish towel I threw up there. All right, so first thing we're going to do is just take a cake mix. You can take any flavor you want. I went with what was in my pantry right now. I had a chocolate and I had this one, and I am going with this one today. It's just a white cake mix. Chocolate would be good too, but I'm saving that for something else. All right, and to this we want to add, let me smush those down a little. We want to take about 3 or 4 ripe tomatoes. My goodness, can you tell I've been planting tomatoes? Okay, I've been watering them. I've had them planted for about a week or two. We want 3 or 4 ripe bananas is what I'm trying to say. All right, and so just smush them, mash them down. Y'all been doing good? We had some storms here the other day. I live in southeast Missouri, and St. Louis had a tornado go through there about 2 days ago. It's so sad. And then to the little bit south of us, we had a tornado go through there too. Now I am just going to pop it in there. That's one. And I'm going to do 4. You can do 3, you can do 4. If you see this bad spot, unless it's like really, really yucky, can you see that? I'm still going to use it because that's just going to give it much more flavor. And actually, the riper your bananas, they are. But as I was saying, around Scott City, Missouri, which is to the south of me, southeast, I think. They were hit by a tornado too. There's like 2 or 3 little towns there close together that were hit. Well, actually, I think that was hit. Yeah, and another one to the it's east of me. I think it's just kind of east. It was hit too. So y'all be praying. I heard there were some lives lost in some of these. I'm not exactly how many or whatever. I heard that the St. Louis Zoo was hit. There were people up in the arch. I think it was okay, but it was like it just came on just really fast. It was supposed to just more or less been a thunderstorm, but it just came up so fast there in St. Louis is my understanding. And we had tornado watch and warning. But yeah, because if they, had known they'd been under warning, they would have evacuated the arch. I'm pretty sure it was like maybe the downtown, like right St. Louis City, and not the county that was hit. So it's just sad. My daughter, I told y'all last year that it was Memorial Day weekend that her home she had 3 huge oak trees that were probably about the same age I am, but they were planted there the year the house was built because it was about my age, and just 3 huge ones upturned in her yard. And of course, they hit her house, went through the roof. Her house had to be totaled. And they had to start from scratch and build all over. And they just moved in. They moved back in about a year ago, and thank the Lord for their insurance. They had wonderful insurance that, that paid most of it, I mean. And then they did as much as the work that they could without having to be done by the city codes. Well, she lives in Arkansas, in northwest Arkansas, and so they did a lot of the work themselves. And so that, saves some money too. Okay, so I have my 4 bananas in there. Let me see if this is my vanilla flavored. I forgot to get my vanilla flavoring out. Oh my goodness, I know I have some up there. Y'all hold on just a moment. I'm going to have to get a step stool so I can see up there. I'm kind of short, so these cabinets, my husband put them in. He did lower them some. Trying to think when the last time I used it. It's usually right there in front. Okay. I have my spices all up in baskets up here. Let me pause this for a moment and I'll be right back with you. All right, back on? Okay. Reese couldn't find it because I kept looking in the little basket. I forgot it was on the second shelf because it's a bigger bottle. All right, we're going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We'll just use the same fork. And I got that vanilla on my finger. Then we'll use drying some of the water from these eggs. They're country eggs, and I washed them. So they had not, been washed yet. Just put 3 eggs in there. Oh my goodness. No, it didn't get in there. I can't believe I was looking away and hit my hand on it. Oh well. Y'all should know about now. I do stupid stuff like that all the time. I am not a perfect cook by no means. I can make it taste good, but I am not one of those that things look all nice and neat the whole time I'm cooking. And I'm always doing little goofy stuff too. So, but in the end, the product is good. All right, into this we are going to use a 1/2 cup of melted butter. Now, if you buy the butter has 4 sticks, that'd be 1 stick, a 1/2 cup of melted butter. Into this, nuts, you can use whatever kind of nuts you have. I had some black walnuts I got at Ollie's here a while back. Actually, when I was at my daughter's in Florida a few weeks ago. And I'm just going to use some of those because the only other ones I have right now are some pecans, and they are in my freezer. I may have some walnuts in my freezer now that I think about it. And I'm just going to put, that's about, I don't know, a 1/2, 3/4 cup, because I have little, small hands. I'm a little, except for my weight, I'm a little small person. I think for those that are new, I'm only 4'10½", and I'm just going to put that there and sweep it up in a minute. And now we will go ahead and just sit there and break that yolk up in those eggs and then just stir it all together. Like I said, if you have a chocolate cake mix, that'd be really good. But I'm wanting to save my chocolate one because it is an 18-ounce one. And it was in the Dolly Parton ones. And in the beginning, they were 18-ounce. Well, they have now lowered those down, just like your other ones, anywhere from 14 to 15 and a quarter ounce. That just kind of aggravates me that they keep doing that. They keep reducing the amount of all of our foods. And, you know, sometimes in baking, that messes it up. Now, yes, most time when I make regular banana bread, I make it completely from scratch. I don't use a mix or anything. Okay, have that mixed up. Now to this, we are going to use some of these Reese's mini pieces. I'd actually seen this on I've seen a variation of it on a Facebook reel, so I kind of did a little bit different twist. And they did use Reese's, but the other things were a little different. And we're just going to put some of those in there. You could use, and if my son-in-law's watching, yes, I know it's Recess and not Reese's, but you know, I'm from the South, I say Reese's. Okay, I think that's good. Just put however many you want. And just kind of gently fold or stir them in. You don't want, you know, sit here and do like that because you're going to break them all up if you do. Just make sure they're distributed through there evenly. And you want to have your oven at 350. All right. Now this is already greased, and so I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in there. Still a little bit of cake there. Let me get that cake mix didn't mix up. You know, I forgot to open those curtains over there, so I hope it's not too dark over here, and didn't even turn my light on up there. I just realized that. Today's Sunday and went to church this morning, and I had not opened my curtains yet. We had a dinner at church yesterday, today, and I was going to make this take with me, but I was kind of pooped by the time I got other things done. I made a big old bowl of potato salad, and if you have not seen my potato salad one, it's in my playlist under starchy dishes. And if you can't find that, just let me know and I'll send you a link. In fact, I can go ahead and put a link in the description box. That way it'll be easier for you. The grandbabies were here. I'd have to save some of this batter so they could lick the bowl and lick the spatula. My children always love doing that, and I did too. And my husband, when our kids got grown, he said, "Yay, I get to lick the spoon now." And he used to do it before we had kids, or before our oldest one got old enough, and he was so happy that he was able to do it again. All right, this may be too much for this thing. Oh, well, we'll see, won't we, if it overspills. Okay, so I am going to start out at 45 minutes, all right? So I'll be back in a little bit when it's done. And remember, 350-degree oven. Okay, it's finished, and let me tell y'all something. You know how it says in the title, don't make the mistake that I made? Well, let me tell you what I did. So I had this cooking probably about 9-10 minutes into it. I thought, boy, it smells like it's done already. So I went and checked on it. Well, I was cooking it in my little, I guess it's like a toaster oven, air fryer. You can just put on different things, convection bake, broil. Well, last time I used it, I had the switch on broil. So when I went and checked on this, guess what? It was still on broil. I forgot to turn it over to bake. So I had to cover because the top had started getting done, but of course the inside wasn't. And I had to cover it with some foil, and it's still got a little too brown around the edges, but that's okay because it's still going to eat. And if it, I don't think it's burned where it's going to taste burned, but even if it does, we can just pop that little layer off and eat the rest. And so now I'm going to just take some butter and rub it over it now that I have it out of the oven. I just cannot believe I did that. I tell you what, today's just been one of those days for me. Did y'all even notice earlier, the earlier part of the video, how I only had on one earring? This one today, I happened to just notice at church it was laying on the ground, and so I just picked it up and stuck it in my pocket. And I thought, well, because I was down in the kitchen working, and I guess that's where it fell out because that's where it was, and I just stuck it in my pocket. Well, a while ago, I went to scratch my ear, and when I did, I noticed that earring wasn't there, and I thought, oh my goodness, I never did stick that back in. So let me cut a piece of this. I'll just take over here in this corner. Get it up out there. Oh, there it goes. Usually I let it cool off before I cut it. There, it's not sticking. It's just really moist, and since it hasn't had a chance to cool off, it's a little crumbly. Ooh, it is hot. What's that on me? Oh, that's something on my phone. There's something on the screen. I thought there's something there, and I'm looking at my arm, and I'm not seeing anything. Oh. Well, I'm going to try this top here. Of course, I love the crusty part. It's a little browner than it should, but it's not burned, so that's a good thing. So this is going to be my breakfast, probably most this week. I'll probably actually cut it in half and put half in the freezer. That's so good. Those Reese cups really taste good, and let me tell you, I love the combination of peanut, banana, and chocolate anyway. Peanut butter, chocolate, and banana is what I was trying to say. All right, listen, why don't y'all give this a try, okay? And to remember to always season your cooking with love. All right, I'll see y'all again soon.